Welcome, everybody, to Generation Dan, the only podcast where we're not the heir, just to spare. My name is Atlas Novak. I'm your millennial, and who else is here with me today?
I am Dino the Genetic Marvel, and I stand out like a sore thumb.
Because you look like a thumb.
I mean, that's fair. That is also fair. I look like a very, very like a hand model's thumb right now. It's fine. It's just very, I've my muscles are growing. I'm happy with things. But yeah.
In your defense, this morning I looked like anybody on an 80s movie poster who's being shocked.
Yes.
Like, look at the hair. It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, or like Back to the where you see like the electric bolts and stuff.
You also look like an informant on Miami Vice a little bit. Like,
totally.
Yeah. That's pretty. It's pretty. Yeah. That's
I can tell you where Calypso went.
I mean, absolutely. Hello, Victoria. I feel like there's something to be said. There's something to be said about being like, I feel like everyone is odd in some way. But like I feel like you can't. You really have to embrace it just for your own mental health. You're like, yeah, I'm weird. Okay, that's whatever. It doesn't have to be as jarring as people assume it is. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Well, today on the show, we are talking about being the odd one out. Now, we've kind of sort of touched on this before after I came back from my Japan trip, but you went fucking everywhere in the 80s. Your turn.
Yeah. So this is the thing, is the last time I was in Hong Kong was 2009, I think. And I was a solid 400 pounds.
And walking around being like, whoa, Michael Jackson just died. That's crazy, right?
That's exactly what bro. People were selling videos on the street because they're like, oh my God. It's so like, yeah, it was very emotional. Good morning, Jim. The funny thing was that, so at one point we went into China, we had got visas and we were going, and Victoria's aunt, like, we were still only going out for a couple of years. Hi, James. And her aunts were like, do you want us to hold your passport? And I was like, no. Would you like me to hold your passport? And they were like, no. Why? And I'm like, you know what? You'll see. Let's just go. So we were walking through Shenzhen, which is it's an incredible city, and we're hoping to go back next year. But the main thoroughfare is just a massive, open area, and it was filled with people, just like thousands of people. Okay, and it's packed. People are shoulder to shoulder, bumping into each other and everything. And I have a 3-foot ring around me of no one, and they're just looking like, how is this? And I'm like, yeah, I'm terrifying to people who aren't used to foreigners. Like Hong Kong, nobody cared because they're like, it's another big white guy. Who cares? It's not. It's a normal thing.
Because Hong Kong, it was captured by the British, so you have like people of British ancestry and like from all over the world.
Oh yeah,
just there, right? But for the mainland, I guess you could say, I can't really say that for Japan, but just like you're walking around and then like you have a good head of space. I'm looking over, I see the one Australian guy. Hey, what's up? Like, you just
it's you kind of become a map of tall white people. You're like, oh, there's a white person there. Okay, we can meet me at that white over there. It's a thing.
Katie would do that sometimes where she's like, there he is. Okay, I can find him.
Oh, I tell Victoria that. I'm like, listen, if you're moving, I won't find you because you'll disappear and see people. But I stand out, so just come find me because I'm visible from space. It's basically I got timed out on other channels. That's probably your own fault, Travis. That's what you should do. Hello, Reuni.
The good news is you can be a flotation device on the airplane ride over bodies of water.
That is true. So we went. Is China good? How would I know? I don't know. But so we went to Hong Kong, and then we basically landed and then bounced to Macau for 3 days. So what people don't realize is Macau is like Asian Las Vegas, but it makes 5 times as much as Las Vegas does. So it's like Las Vegas on all the steroids, not one, all the steroids. Everything is just ridiculous.
Just because of how many people are there? Like, just China is one of the most populous countries in the world. So either that or like it's really good at it or worse?
It's no. It's just everything is just massive and opulent, and just everything is over the top.
Oh,
Uh,
like it's extra Las Vegas, not like
yeah,
it's richer Las
it's
Vegas.
super.
Got
No, it's super Las Vegas. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
But also to like everywhere you went was top tier service. Everything you went to, people were very, yes, how can I be of service? Like it was very, and even still, like we were walking around and we were staying at the Grand Hyatt. And I posted all this on my social media, so if you guys want, you can more than welcome to check it out.
Follow Dino the Genetic Marvel on what?
Yeah, it's right here.
Instagram. Yeah, right there.
Yeah. It's China. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, Travis. Yeah.
See what I mean? Relax. That's why you get cordoned off, because you say dumb shit.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
relax.
Calm down, Travis. Yeah. We're having a conversation. Contribute or don't be a weirdo. So yeah, it like people wise, sure. Like in Macau, there were not very many whites either. So I kept on getting stared at. But not like this is the thing is I'm an acceptable amount of fat right now. So people look at me and they're like, "You're very large," and I'm like, "Yes, I am."
Yes, I think because you're tall, you can pull off.
Correct.
But like everything kind of settles well.
Exactly. Right? I carry even when I was 5 bills, people were like, "Really, you're 5 bills?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm 5 bills," and they're like, "Damn, it's So
see, I have a similar thing. When you're 6 foot and like, yeah, you got a little bit of tits, right, or whatever, but like, just it kind of like falls well, right? I weigh 230 pounds, but I'm also 6 feet.
Yeah. Well, and I'm also as wide as a doorway, right? So I'm broad of shoulder and I have big traps, and so it works. But
Dino the Genetic Marvel, he is broad of shoulder, very Game of Thrones sounding.
I am broad of shoulder and thunderous of groin. No, it's fine. It's but yeah, so Macau was really cool. We ate a lot of indulgent stuff, which was fine. Like I also had McDonald's a bunch of times there, and it was delicious. It was interesting enough. Was so Japan? Did you try McDonald's in Japan?
Yeah, it was the last thing we did because we were in the airport on the way out, and I wish we had done it earlier.
It's good, right?
Because in my head I was like, we can kind of just do this whenever, and I wanted to like, you get the in the city cuisine, but it's different enough where very
it's very fresh. It's very fresh, and it tastes like how burgers tasted in the 80s. We were like, oh, this is fresh and delicious.
Right?
Yeah. And then so interesting enough, so Japan
before the corn lobby. Yeah,
100%. So like Japan, we had it at the airport, which it's airport food, so it's like but it was good. Then in Hong Kong is a little bit better than Japan, but still very, very standard uniform flavor. Macau, little saltier. The meat had a little extra salt on it, and in turn in Thailand, a little sweet.
Oh, you did this every place you went.
I've been doing it every place I went, every time I've traveled. I've had it in France. I've had it in
right.
What?
For science, right? Where you're just like,
absolutely.
What do you like here?
I need to know what differences culturally there are in McDonald's. I have a Big Mac combo everywhere I go. And then I'll also try like weird shit that they have. Like, in Thailand, if you go to Thailand, anyone, there is a cheesy ham pie. Okay. Which you're thinking, it's one of the best things I've ever tasted. Because it was like a cheesy bechamel type sauce in it. And they still deep fry their pies. Top tier. It was a pastry. Like that, you understand? Like it was just blew my mind. But yeah, Jimmy and I was a 5'25" and 5'10". That made you a circle, sir. That's hard. That's hard on the knees and the back. But yeah, so Macau, gorgeous, but I did stand out quite a bit.
Now, did you get any like weird comments or looks that made you feel like just sort of
mostly just ladies of the night approaching me, which is just a normal thing.
Interesting.
They just, oh hi, how are you? And I'm like, I'm well, I'm here with my wife. They're like, oh,
okay, see ya.
I'm like, and the one thing that they were quite respectful about, so that's very nice. But yeah, that's, and the thing is, other people also try, like exactly like Las Vegas, people front a lot. So like the first night there, we were trying to schedule, so we went for Peking Duck one night, we went and saw a show another night, and we were trying to figure out, because they have a buffet in the Grand Hyatt that is incredible. I must have eaten like 1.5 pounds of ribeye, on top of a full lobster, on top of like just crazy things. And we kept on ordering young coconuts, so it's a fresh coconut with a straw just jabbed into it. And, yeah, and
I want to do that. That sounds awesome.
It was, and we kept on doing that all the time. And because I would get booze, and I'm like, anybody else? They're like, young coconut. I'm like, all right. So I walk over with a bunch of coconuts, and which is hilarious. But yeah, so we did that, and like just all the food was just magnificently done as well. And like I said, we went for dim sum a few times. Delicious. It was, I had some, hello, how are you doing? I am a man. All right, well, you got good luck with that. Hey,
it's even happening in chat. People are like,
hey, listen, I wish you the best on your searches, sir or ma'am.
Sorry. Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
love the idea of like someone coming up to propositioning you, and then they just try different stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because like they're like, what do Americans like? Hamilton. I know you are a man of honor. No, not here.
It was very entertaining, because I had a few times, like I've had people be like, oh, I'm like, oh, I'm here with my wife. They're like, are you happy with your wife? And I'm like, what? I had another one. She goes, there's no wife in my room. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I think I gotta leave. It's,
the only time we got like stopped was there was a guy doing like a man on the street YouTube thing.
Oh, really?
And he was Japanese, and it was very clearly like stopping the white people and asking about them, which is fine.
Yeah.
And then you can tell me about that one.
That's correct.
You're welcome. Together, or just like you would split off and go do your own thing, and then.
Well, Victoria is like, the thing is, she paid for a really fancy room. It actually, the bathroom had like a deep soaker tub, but then also beside it, it had a shower where it had like a hand thing, but also it had like a rainfall thing. And the best part about Macau was that, like, as is Las Vegas, everything is top notch, right? So you know how, and this happened in Thailand, was one of our rooms had a lot of good pressure from the hand shower, but the rain didn't have good pressure. And then we went to another room.
Spread it out, right?
Well, I don't know, but in Macau, everything had perfect pressure. Like the tub filled fast, it drained fast. And I'll be honest with you, I know this is a sign of depression, but whatever. I did sit down on the marble floor with the rain just falling on me with my legs crossed, and it felt so great, just so relaxing, just to be able to just sitting in the rain.
I had something similar, but it was in a sadder context, which is I was too tall for the.
Oh yeah, that'll happen too.
Even at the highest setting, it just reaches my chest. So I would have to do the like sit cross-legged and atone for my sins under the.
I mean, it's worth it.
I wanted to cover everything. Otherwise, you're like doing this.
Yeah,
it was under the water.
Yeah, which also is weird. Highly recommend going. Yeah, no, Macau. I definitely want to go back. But we were there for 3 days. Came back to Hong Kong. And then we're there for a few more days, and then we bounced to Thailand, which Thailand was more our actual vacation. Like it was a vacationception, like it was a vacation inside of a vacation.
Or as Ibn Battuta would say, a side trip.
Yes. And
a side trip.
And the thing is, like, Victoria was like, "Oh, we should go do a bunch of stuff." Like, nope, we're relaxing, we're sleeping, we're relaxing, and we actually it's all on my in my shorts. You guys can check it out. But we had like a little.
By the way, Katie wants to say, tell Dino that I loved watching his trip through TikToks, and I hope he had the best time.
I did have a great time, and you know what? I'm glad that everybody was enjoying them, because we had like a villa with our own private little infinity pool, and the cool thing was, like, there was a ladder to get in, or there was like a really big step. And then I realized that big step had jets on it. So it had like a little kind of quasi jacuzzi, like not like a 17 jet jacuzzi, just two on either side, like kind of thing. And I'm going, yeah, it's more than
one
enough.
for the front,
Yeah.
one for the back.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I had one on the undercarriage for a while. I'm like, this feels great on my nuts. It was fantastic. And the best part is like, yeah, oh no, it was great. It was such a fantastic experience. And on top of that, because we booked it with breakfast, and they had a great breakfast buffet, and I was eating essentially 10 eggs a morning, and they're like,
okay, Gaston.
And I'm telling you, I felt great. Also, the cool thing was that in Japan's airport, they had Toto toilets where it cleans your bum for you.
Yeah, totally.
The days are the best. It's fantastic. Yeah,
I need to get one. Like
in Hong Kong, they did not, but in Thailand, it has like a hose that you just kind of throw down there, and it's not like high pressure, and you're like, whoa, hey, whoa. And
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, it was
like, here's a power washer, figure it out.
It was a little more labor intensive, but I'll be honest with you, it did the job. Okay. And like the cool thing was that we had these breakfasts, and it was like they provided like a full English most days, and like some days they had tater tots and hash brown. Like it was great. Yeah. And then so that was good. But then they also had like you could have room service, no big deal, and you just paid for it. And then they had a few restaurants, and then like I had a chicken and avocado pizza that was awesome. It was so good.
That sounds great. Why isn't like CPK or something like that doing that here? That sounds like such a slam dunk.
Hey,
LA pizza places. Come on.
This was the thing was all the pizzas like had I wasn't going to customize because this is the thing is you would order in a restaurant. Okay. So I'm like, I want the bolognese. And then they would ask me which pasta. Okay. And I'd be like, I'll have the bolognese, and I'll point to the bolognese. And the guy's like, oh, and it's like, no, you made sounds. You didn't say the word that I said, but I pointed to it. So we both know what I'm getting. And it usually worked, but it was this weird, most people understood English, but a lot of people would just kind of pretend. And you're like, that's okay. So, but it's Thailand. It's not, Thailand was very, it's not Hong Kong or Macau. Let's just say that it's very much not
a different country with its own history. Did you try to like go the other way with it, like try and speak Thai or like translate or something? No.
So in Hong Kong, I was willing to, but like, no, I'm on vacation. I'm not bothering with your language.
I at least try and learn a few phrases, like sumimasen, dominasai, like just all that stuff while we were in Japan. But it got to the point where, because I, like you, am a giant person, especially to the people of Japan, I was saying, sumimasen, meaning excuse me, or dominasai, meaning I'm sorry, so much that it started to grate on me, where I'm like, I get it, I'm in the way, fuck, like it got frustrating after a while.
We know the greeting word in Thai, and that's it. That was I'll be listening while driving. No worries, Jim. You drive safe.
Yeah. The it would also be funny where like I would try and learn like a phrase or a word, and then try and do it and fumble the pronunciation or something. Sure. And then every once in a while you'd be like, dude, I speak English. What do you need? I'm like,
yeah. No, so interestingly enough, in Japan, in Japan we were only in the airport, so it wasn't a big deal. But everyone would make sure to speak English very clearly to me, which I'm like, man, that is top tier business, right? Whereas in Hong Kong, I'd be like, hello, and people are like, nope, and just walk away. And I'm like, also fair. You don't have to, like, what people don't realize is having been a foreigner in so many countries, I'm like, yeah, I don't expect you to accommodate me, but hello and excuse me, those work in every language. If you don't understand, I don't care, because I'll just do this, excuse me, and move you out of the way. And that freaks people out. So that as well. So it's very fun when they're very small, because they're like, hey, and then they turn around to try and get angry, and then they're like, you're much bigger than I thought. And you're like, so let's calm down, But in Thailand, the wild thing was that our first villa, it had like a wood deck, and I broke through that wood deck. And
like a cartoon or the Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
thing.
basically,
Okay.
yeah, like a cartoon. And like I cut my foot. I had a bruise going across my arm and stuff. And the funny thing was, I go, you know what? I had a shower, cleaned up. Then I called them, I'm like, hey, everyone's okay, but I just want to let you guys know, you may need to call maintenance. I have broken through the deck. And they're like, oh my God. And they kind of freaked out, and we're like, we're so sorry. Which I'm like, I'm fat. I'm used to breaking through stuff. It's not a first time thing.
Did you hear like a creaking beforehand, or did it just break immediately?
No, it just kind of exploded underneath my legs. And it's like, damn. And
it'd be pretty funny if you hear the and you're like, oh.
Yeah. It was like I put up an umbrella and it still fell through. Like, it was just very Wile E. Coyote type situation. But then they were like, they're like, you know what? Listen, they brought maintenance and their EMS guy, and he like put iodine on my foot, and then he put some cream on my arm. He's like, that'll help. Maintenance came, and they're like, the funny thing is, because they're Thai people, right? And I go, hello, and they're like, they have no idea what I'm saying, which I'm like, that's fine. And then they're all like chatting to each other, trying to fix it. And the lady who is the manager, she's like, hey, listen, I'm going to pay for your lunch. I'm going to send you to this restaurant. We're going to have a car drive you there, because they had little golf carts that would go around the whole place. And so they just picked us up and drove us over there. They covered lunch. We came back, and I was like, oh, could you also call the cleaner to come clean the room while we're gone? She's like, absolutely. And then she goes, hey, listen, because of what happened, we're going to fix it right now, but we're also we have people leaving from another room in 2 days. So we'll upgrade you to another room. And that room, the second room, had a cement balcony. So I'm like, hey, not going to break through this one. She's like, you better not.
Probably on purpose.
Yeah. So, but super, super fun and nice. We went to a mall, which was kind of a weird experience. Just because like it's very as soon as we left, like the resort was fantastic. It was unbelievable. But in turn, like as soon as we left the resort, you're like, this is the Thunderdome. And I'm like, this is where I'm happy to be, 6'2" and 300 pounds. Cause I'm like, yeah, nobody's going to mess with me. That's fine. A couple times people eyeballed me and I just eyeball them back. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care if I'm in a foreign land. I'll start beating you up. I don't really care. Yeah, the mall was weird. I was hoping to see more local made advantage. No, there weren't. It was an experience for sure. But
that's one of the downsides of like a lot of malls lately are just like the mall TM, right? It's the same 8 stores or so. Like one thing I miss about the 3rd Street Promenade here in Santa Monica used to be like the place for late millennial, early Zoomer kids to hang out.
Fair.
When you live on the west side, it was 3 blocks of like, you had like some chain stores, but you also had like random shit.
Yeah,
that was just up and down, and then there's always the Barnes and Noble on one end, and there's always the dead mall on the other end. Now the mall is back up, and the promenade itself is dead. Because apparently one can't live while the other survives. We got like a Highlander situation going on there.
I mean, that happens. The other thing was, and I'm not sure if this, I've never noticed this in malls here, was the first floor was all the like bigger luxury brands that have a bigger budget. And then as you go to the higher floors, it's less known brands. And then it gets not necessarily cheaper, but more independent. But yeah, like it was different for sure.
When I was in Japan and we had to do the I was looking for a specific lunchbox for a friend. Shout out Valerie, who I got that for. And I went to like an honest to goodness department store. Which I hadn't seen one in a long time, where they're like, first floor is furniture, second floor is this, third floor is this.
Yeah.
And like this is like 10 p.m. at night. Katie's in the hotel, and I'm by myself, and I'm like, where the fuck is the bathroom? and it's like, oh, the even floors don't have them, and the odd floors do. And like I was doing the thing where like when you have the shits, your sense of like awareness dulls a little bit, and you're just like must find bathroom. And it didn't occur to me to go check one of the other floors in either direction.
It's kind of a fugue. It's kind of a fugue state where you're like bathroom, and it's just yeah. And someone's like, "Hey, how are you?" You're like, "I need bathroom."
No, so but yeah, like seeing like just a department store. I don't really see that a lot here in the States, at least in LA. Like it's just not much of a thing. You have the Westfield Mall, so the one in Westwood, and the one on the Promenade now. Forget that. And it's my like other camera tipped over. And like the Promenade, apparently they're trying to bring it back by allowing you to drink like it's New Orleans, like you can walk around with open containers.
That's not a solution. That's not.
I don't think it is either. I haven't really gone and checked it out. The last time I was there was when I went suit shopping for my wedding. A couple of years ago now at this point.
I mean, this is where you're just like, hey, just it's not like people. I feel like the people who make malls have a tendency to not be in touch with the universe just in general, you know, because they're like, you know what you need? This. And you're like, nobody needs that.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I was at a food court for a different Westfield mall because they're all the same now. Here in the Valley, and they were like, if you're not going to buy anything, get out. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's what the mall is for. You go to the mall with your friends and you hang out.
It's very weird because you're like,
if you have not participated in capitalism, you're the odd one. Fuck you. All right. Let me hang out with my friends. Love Westfield Mall. Great. I guess I wouldn't mind so much if like what I used to do with my friends in like summers or whatever was we could take the bus to the West Side Pavilion, now also dead. I think it was bought by Google and now they're turning it into apartments, where we would just go into the mall and hang out for like 6 hours and just play cards for 6 hours.
Somebody was saying that they should change mall because malls are kind of dying, right? Like they're in this weird state right now. But someone was like, you know what they should become is essentially just indoor living centers for older people, you know, like not like an old age home, but it's like you can make, you know, some of them apartments, other the stores, they go for a walk indoors. You have it all kind of controlled. You know what I mean? Like you get to know, you essentially manufacture a neighborhood, you know?
Totally.
It works, but you know,
the, what's it called? I was at the library the other week. And I saw like four old ladies, and they were just playing bridge in the library. And I was like, that sounds really, really fun. But you know, they were like, we got to be quiet because we're in a library, and like, you can tell they would have popped off if.
And that's the thing is like, I'm a firm believer that libraries should have both a loud section and a quiet section divided by a glass wall, like how they used to do smoking sections. You know, just
well they have like you know those like meeting rooms, right? In some libraries, like usually university libraries have this, where it's like, oh, you can study in here or like present something. Like I guested on our good friend Emrys, who has been on this podcast before. They ran a show about like pre-existing conditions, and I went to go talk about my epilepsy on it. But like we went to their med school's library in one of the meeting rooms to record it.
See, so like. That makes sense, right? But that's why I'm like, it was very unique as an experience because I'm like, you just kind of see a different way of life. And in all honesty, in Thailand, it very much gave me the vibe of Greece, where it's kind of like, people just do their thing. They're like, it's not a big deal. People are just living their lives, and you know what? If I have space, I build a house. If I have more space, I might build my business there too. If I have a lot of space, I might also have a garden. Like it's a very normal and also too is, well, this is my space and I have money, so I'm building my palace. Good. Next door neighbor, he doesn't have much space and he's poor. He built a shanty and he doesn't care. He's like, yeah, I live on with a tin roof and I don't give a shit. And you're like, also fair, you know?
I love the idea where like if it's hot enough, they're just like, man, fuck it. right?
Also
Greece,
true.
Thailand, like this is all kind of sort of near the equator. So
Well, there's this weird situation. The wild story was that before, so we booked tickets. Then I told friends, and they're like, "You're gonna go in July?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "You might die from the heat and humidity, right?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's nice, thank you." And it wasn't that bad. Like I didn't find it that bad. Like it was hot and humid, but the a friend of ours was buying. They bought an apartment in Hong Kong, and the company that was selling the condo, had the power shut off, so the AC wasn't working.
oh,
So we're on like the ninth floor, I think, and no AC. And I'm like, bro, I've been to Macau, which is crazy hot, Hong Kong, crazy hot, Thailand, also crazy hot, and the place that's gonna get me is this apartment that should have AC, but it's all turned off. And I was like, Jesus Christ, it was brutal. But like,
and it's
yeah,
not even like, oh, we can open the windows and it's high enough off the ground. Nope, that's not happening.
no, it's
No.
just basically murder central. But yeah, like heat is weird where people are antsy in the pantsy, but also can't be bothered with someone else. Like, oh, you're being a shit disturber? Yeah, I don't care. I'm just gonna go the other way. There was so much sweat in that apartment. Yeah, we weren't even doing anything. It was weird.
Oh, where it's so hot, where it's just like I'm not gonna.
No, we were just standing there. You're just standing there sweating because it's so hot. Yeah, it was a wild thing. But even like the humidity was like 90%. But we also we just missed a typhoon. So we were leaving Thailand. It was supposed to be Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the thing, is that I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Atlas. I'm a little bit loud. And
Really?
yeah, I know it's surprising for everybody, but
shit.
like I would always, so people would be like, "Oh, good morning," and I'm like, of course it's a good morning. I'm in paradise. Can you imagine me having a frown in paradise? Like, what an asshole.
Mm.
And the driver guys that I would be seeing, they're like, "It's true, it's paradise." So and then the funny thing is, I turn around the corner to the main area to talk with them, and all the people were like, "Hello, sir," and they knew I was coming, and I'm like, "I'm the loudest one here, aren't I?" They're like, "Yes, you are. You're very much the loudest one in this entire complex." So I was like, "Hey, so we were supposed to leave tomorrow at 11:30. Like we were gonna leave for the airport at like 7 o'clock in the morning." And they're like, "Yes, we already have everything prepared." I'm like, "So our flight has been canceled because there is a typhoon happening in Hong Kong." And they were like, "Okay." So I go, "We've already booked a new flight. It's leaving at 11:35 at nighttime. So essentially just a 12-hour difference. So we just lost a day in Hong Kong." And they're like, "Okay, leave it with us. We're going to reschedule the driver and everything like that. And we'll find you somewhere to hang out." So they're like, "The problem is that there is somebody coming and we need you out of that room by noon. You have to be out of that room, but we'll find you something else where you can relax." So we checked out, paid our bill, and they're like, "Hey, here's a key card. We're going to walk you over and we're going to bring your luggage to this other place." And it was essentially just like a living room. So it had a couple of day beds, shower, bathroom, and a TV and air conditioning. And we just hung out, and it was fantastic. Like they were super accommodating. Yeah. So it was like, okay. And then we left at nighttime. We arrived in our plane then got further delayed. So we left at 1 a.m. in the morning, and we arrived at like 5 o'clock in the morning on Monday, and thought we were going to die. But yeah, so it was a thing. But yeah, it was like Hong Kong. The big advantage is people are just kind of surprised by weird things. So we went out for dinner with one of Victoria's aunts, and one of her other aunts was like, "Hey, Dino has to pay because it's important for culture." And I'm like, "Okay, no problem." So we were on the 31st floor of building, looking over Victoria Bay. It was a beautiful thing. And in the beginning, they're like, "We should get a picture." And they're like, "Oh, we'll get someone to take the picture." I'm like, No, I got it. And I just I have this thing where I just go gadget my arm with my phone and just whoop, and I get everybody in the thing and just click, right? And I'm like,
that happens to me a lot too.
Yeah, I'm an orangutan. I just and take the picture. And then afterward, I snuck off to the bathroom, and as I'm coming back, I go to the concierge and I'm like, or the host, and I'm like, hey, I need to pay my bill secretly. And he goes, the madam will get mad at me. And I'm like, well, I'm bigger than you and her combined, so I think you have to listen to me. He's like, that is a valid point, sir. I will get you your bill. I was like, great, thank you. and then in turn, when they had asked for the bill and I was sitting at the table, and they were like, oh, the gentleman has already taken care of it. And they were like, what? And I'm like, ha ha ha, joke's on you. I am now fast. So it was,
that's always interesting where like someone is mad at you
yes,
on behalf of someone else. We're like,
love it.
Let me just talk to the madam. Let her be mad at me. I'm the one doing the thing, right?
Yeah. It's one of those, yeah. They're like,
it's like mad by the transitive property. Like, just fucking put me in the ring. I got it. I'll take the heat. That's fine.
It's very hilarious because there's a lot of pomp and ceremony when it comes to older cultures, right? So in Greece they're a little bit more lackadaisical, but of course in Chinese culture they're very strict on certain things, and I'm like, all right, whatever, it's fine. Okay. So it was nice, but also I got to bamboozle a few people, and I also had an espresso martini at Starbucks, which was made perfectly. It was fantastic. Yeah. They serve booze at the Starbucks, and it was good booze. It was great.
Very cool.
But also stand out like a sore thumb.
They did that in Japan. That's pretty cool. That's
yeah. Well, Japan you can walk around drinking. No.
Yes. Yeah. You can.
Yeah.
So you can walk around with the open container. I think because for a lot of people who live in Japan, if you're drunk, you have the glow.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of hard to not give yourself away.
Yeah.
With that. Why does Dino not have a beard? What?
Why Daimo not have Bard? I don't know what that means.
I don't know why he doesn't have a guy with a lute next to him strumming.
I mean, I do sing softly. That's fair. That is a reasonable thing. I do. I mean, Backstreet Boys. Yeah, look better with Bard thumbs down.
It's beard, Beard.
Yeah, Stella, you got to work on that spelling.
This happens every year when I teach Othello, and where the villain's name Iago, Iago, in an uppercase I looks like a lowercase L, and a non-zero amount of students will say Lago, and it's like I'm standing in front of you saying the guy's name.
Yes.
Also, for a fact that you need to capitalize people's names, and if you do the capital L, it looks like the capital fuck. Like, it just drives me nuts when people do that.
I relish those experiences, I'll be honest with you, because then I watch people and go, you're a dumb. That's fine. Yeah, Stella, yes, I did shave my beard. I am now growing my beard back. It's in a weird stage because it's goofy everywhere, but it's I have to get some solid length before I can shape it. That's all. Okay, don't worry, it's coming back. No reason.
I wanted to talk more about being the odd one out here at home, because there are many situations where you can feel alone or odd in a particular situation.
Before you do anything, hold on. I just want to acknowledge this, Travis. It's not that we hate our people in the chat. We just hate you specifically because you're a nuisance. I want to be very clear. It's not everywhere. It's not everyone. We interact with all the people in the chat. It's you. You're the problem. That's why. And just so you know, that's why you're going to get banned now. Okay. So
yay!
Eat shit and die. How about that?
I'm gonna have to edit out so much. Okay.
No, it's fine.
All right.
Stella, why are you trying to come on to me? This is a long PP.
It's one of the people from the street.
Thank you.
So like a good example was like in LAUSD, the majority of the kids are not white.
Fair.
Just how LA is. We are a very colorful city.
Monochromatic, but just not white. That's
no, I mean, like, if you're not at a charter or a private school, it's very diverse, right? Like the 80s said there would be. right? Hands
Yeah.
Across America, blah blah blah. You've
Sure.
seen the movie Us. But the school I was at these last couple of years was a 99% Latino school. And when I got there, I was like, I'm probably like I was trying really hard to not be the like, how do you do, fellow kids, but with like culture,
Yeah.
right? And you can't do the thing where it's like, I don't see color, because that's not helpful either.
No.
Um, so I think what ended up working for me was just being like, look, I'm not going to pretend to understand how, like, what it's like being a Latino person in LA, being this age, but I'm
Sure.
trying, right? Like, I keep a vague watch on TikTok. I listen to what people are saying and just try to be present, right?
Sure.
And I think that worked out for me.
Yes.
Because as I was leaving, I got like, even the counselors were like, a lot of kids said you were their favorite teacher, and that felt nice. And maybe because like I was a hard grader, but I wasn't really like a hard ass in the classroom. So it was just like, oh, you can be, and mostly that was the epilepsy thing, where I tried not to
Yeah.
let my stress get the best of me, otherwise I
Sure.
could pop, right? So I think that worked out for me, but those first couple of weeks, I was like, please don't make an ass of yourself,
Yeah.
you fucking whitey, right?
I have a mixed opinion on that, because I think
Shoot.
if you make an ass out of yourself, it normalizes you to your students. But at the same time, yeah, there's a, hey, I have no idea what your experience is, but I'd like to understand it. So let's work on that. Is more fair, and people go, oh, that way if you make a mistake, it's not, you just don't know, as opposed to you're purposefully ignorant, right? Whereas if you try and be like them, they're like, fuck this
No.
guy, he's a poser, right?
Yes.
I need
Yeah.
to ask, what is gorgeous? Oh, gorgeous? Well, thank you.
Gorgeous.
Appreciate
Oh,
that.
nice.
Yeah. So
Flawless logic coming from the bald guy. Balding or bald? Which one?
I mean, yeah, the sun has set on the top of my head, and I'll tell you, it got burned.
And they are retreating like the beaches of Normandy. So we'll see.
It's happened. Slick Rick, I appreciate you.
As a bus driver, I learned kids like to be treated like adults. Yes, I had an easier time doing that with the seniors, like especially in the back half of the year. I'm like, here's how this is going to work. You're about to be adults. I'm going to treat you like adults.
Yes.
Right? Now, that said, consequences do come when you act like a fool.
Yes.
If people follow me on TikTok, I did a stitch yesterday where people are like, don't pretend your kid don't use the fucking tissues at school.
Yeah.
Kids will do this thing where they're like, mister, I want to blow my nose. Then they go outside and fucking talk to their little friends. Listen, we know that you're doing that, but like, I can't walk outside every 8 seconds and like pull a kid back in.
No.
So yeah,
I feel like on that note, there is a certain point where you say, hey, listen, you guys want to screw around? You're more than welcome to do that. You lose. I'm getting paid whether you pass or fail. You will lose if you don't invest in this, because you're not investing in me. I'm investing in you, but you have to invest in you too. Right. So
yeah. And like that, also that last month of the year for seniors, they don't give a shit. Understandably so.
Of course not.
So
why would you?
The way I got through it all was like, we're doing Othello the last part of the year. I'm like,
Right.
Here's how this is going to go. Before we get to spring break, here's a bunch of themes. Pick a theme. That theme is what you're going to be following throughout Othello, throughout the rest of the year. I am asking you, please just stick with me for this, and you're done, right?
Yeah.
My final comes before most of the other teachers' finals. You can get mine done and for the last week and a half be doing nothing in my class. And they did. And it was awesome.
That's such a, you know what? See, I'm a firm believer that you can close a gap in anything with the expression of knowledge and understanding, right? So, hey, I understand your circumstances, but let me educate you on a perspective you may not have considered. So that being said, like when you try and educate somebody in their situation, so like that, you go, listen, pick a theme, okay? Then I'm gonna set it up so you guys don't have to work the last 2 weeks. It's okay. I'm doing this for you. But if you don't meet me halfway, get fucked. And then they can go, okay. So it's completely your decision, and it may ruin your day. But what are you gonna do? Which Red Bull is the best, fellas? I would say sugar-free Red Bull, because then I can pair it with vodka, and then I'm both very awake and also very shit-faced. I let a 6th grader drive the bus so I can watch this. Jim, you're a man of science. It's only fair. He's got to learn at some point.
Yeah. Now,
or she. Who knows?
That doesn't work as well with 9th graders, which, there's they still like to be treated like adults, but you got to do the like guardrail thing, which is fine. But it's just, I have an easier time teaching seniors because it's like stand-up, right? Like I started stand-up when I was their age, which is why I like teaching the older grades. But I apparently I have a knack for teaching the younger high school. So,
well, you also look like you're a dork, right? And for
I am a dork.
Yeah, for that age group, it gives them a sense of, and you're like, you're still a child. Yeah. Shut the fuck up, right?
Of course,
it's the same thing. Like I met a few guys at our hotel, and we were chit chatting because they were like, "You look like a white guy," and I'm like, "I am a white guy." And there were two guys who, one guy was from Chicago, another guy was from the UK, and both of them didn't really speak Cantonese well. So we were talking about how for them, because they look Asian, they both were like, I haven't experienced racism this bad in my own country like I'm experiencing here in Hong Kong, because because they don't speak Cantonese or very limited Cantonese, so they're like me. No one expects me to know many other languages, right? People are happy that I can speak English. There's and they're like, he's not grunting and I actually took a host. He actually fell off his chair and someone caught him before he hit the ground, because I said, listen, I'm like, look at me. I look like my vocabulary is completed with unga bunga wheel, unga bunga fire. Like that's,
you literally look like Hodor. Like
there's no question, right? So I'm like, I don't look like I'm fucking Bill Shakespeare. Okay. That's, I know that, right? That's why I like to speak eloquently, to make sure that people go, damn it, and that's, messes with people. But in turn, so when I drop something like that, that's when people are like, didn't expect that. So for them, they're viewed from locals' perspective as if they are participating in traitorous behavior by not knowing the language, which you're like, that's not fair. It's unreasonable, right? So it's this weird thing where they're like, while you should be included because you guys are the same team, you're ostracized because of that one thing, which is a weird thing. But at the same time, they were one guy was 21, another guy was 22, and I'm like, and they were like, yeah, like we're adults, and I'm like, you are, but I'm an adult. You're new to an adulthood. It's not the same, right? And the same thing with kids in grade 9. I remember being grade 9. I was 6 feet tall, and I almost got into a fight with a teacher, and he was like, listen, if we were on the street, I'm like, I would rip you in half. That's what would happen, sir. I'm like, his name was Mr. Demare, and he had a little flavor saver down here, and that was his
soul patch.
Yeah, a little soul patch right here.
Yeah,
and I was like, bro. He was like, I know Taekwondo, and I'm like, I know, rip you in half. I'm like, you weigh 130 pounds. I'm like, do you understand that I just grab you by your belt and just start whipping you around like a baby? And he was like, no. And I'm like, do you want to see it? Because I have no problem showing you.
Yeah,
you just say the word, right? Yeah,
don't bother. I had kids who were better than me, like kids on the baseball team. There was one kid who I called him Washington because he looks like Christopher Jackson from from Hamilton, who plays Washington. So like he hated that, and I'm just like, all right, I know you can tear me in half, much like Dino. Yeah, but I'm charming enough. So
see, and that was the thing, was he came at me a couple times. And I'm like, hey man, don't do that. I'm like, I don't like the way you're treating me, and I'm not gonna have it. And he's like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I'll beat your ass. This is what I'll do. And he was like, oh, you can't talk to me like that. I'm like, you can't stop me. So you can either treat me respectfully and I will treat you respectfully, or we're going to have a problem. And then I walked out of class.
Pretty much.
And like he didn't report me or anything. And then he's like, hey, he came by my locker. He goes, hey, can you come after class? I'd like to talk with you. So sure you can, no problem. And it was just me and him in his office. And I was like, I'm happy to talk with you. I'm like, but you can't disrespect me in front of all of my peers and then expect me to not disrespect you. That's not how you talk a game of, well, now you're adults. Well, it is the real world. And sir, I work with steel during the summertime and on days off from here. I'll rip you in half. So we can treat each other as respectfully as adults, or we can keep going with this and see where it takes us. And he was just like, fuck, because it's a good argument. And I'm just like, listen, don't disrespect me in front of my peers and then expect me to just grin and take it. You don't want to go down that road. It's not a good road.
Yeah.
I have no problem getting expelled. I'll happily do that, but you'll never walk again. So, you know.
From the other side of that equation, had something similar with like LAUSD did the like no phones anywhere thing. I've talked about it on the show before. With
the kid who freaked out. Yeah.
Who called me a pussy. Yeah. And then afterward, he like, I was like, look, I'm not gonna like hold a grudge against you.
Yeah.
It sucks. I understand. Like, we're all chemically dependent on these. It's not just you or your peers. It's us too. It's the adults.
Yeah.
But that wasn't okay for you to do, and I'm willing to move past it. Are we cool? And he goes, we're cool. We shook hands, and I never had a problem with him again. And that's it.
See, but that is an adult way of dealing with it, because let's be honest, people have bad days. People have bad days. People have frustrating experiences, and then they will lash out. But when calmer heads prevail, it's not that bad, right? But I ended up catching that teacher that I told I was going to rip in half, smoking a cigar on school property. It was greatest day of my life.
When was this? Like
years later. It was years. So it was like we never had a bad relationship because we had it out that day. And I'm like, hey man, you either treat me with respect and I'll respect you, or you don't, and you'll see what happens. It's that simple, right? But you can't promote that, right? So
I'm asking because as the Gen Xer, smoking was still cool until like the mid to late 90s, right?
Right.
So how far into the like, all right, we're done with this? In like,
oh no, this was probably mid 90s. So it would have been like 97, 98.
Okay, so like,
and what happened was I was at wrestling practice. Mm-hmm. So it was like 4 or 5 o'clock. And we got out to the car and we were in the car just doing nothing. And we pull out. And as we're going the corner, I see him in car with, I'm assuming his girlfriend or wife, whatever. And he has a cigar up and he's lighting it. And I look at him like, oh, because he would nab me for smoking on school property. And I'm like,
got him.
I would just crush it in my hand. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's not. He's like, did you burn your hand? I'm like, well, how would I burn my hand on fresh air? That's not how that works, sir. You should know science. You should talk to that other teacher. So like things like that, where I'm like, I got you. And he's like, nobody cares, man. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you cared when I was smoking, so I care when you're smoking. And he did not like that at all. But you know, this is the hard part was because of my size, I would talk with adults as an adult, because I'm like, listen, at that time also, like, you got to remember, being raised religious, I was giving discourses in church. I was knocking on doors and talking with random people. I had no fear of talking. That was an easy thing. So I had one English teacher who was, he and another math teacher were the tough guys of the school, but it was like, they were older now, but they were like secret tough guys. And they were each like 6'6". And we would have like discussions during lunchtime and like philosophical type stuff. And I got his class once and I took one and I was like, okay, we interacted a little bit, but I was like, this is weird. And I walked up to him like, hey, I think I need to transfer. He's like, oh, so thank God you said something, because I do not want you in my class. I'm like, bro, this has been weird, right? He's like, it's so weird. We're not, we can't be, we're not, no, we're peers. we're also both big guys, because there's been times when shit went down and I tried to stop it and he jumped in. He's like, hey, you did a good thing by trying to stop it. I got it from here. I'm like, yep, no problem. I'm not involved, but yeah.
I was a bouncer at a club. A drunk guy wanted to fight. I told him, let's go outside. I held the door open for him, then shut and locked the door. He had to. That's pretty funny. That's a very Looney Tunes way of like,
yeah,
let's go outside. Click. Good luck.
Have fun.
Yeah.
You can beat your own ass. Cool. Yeah. I don't know.
So
it's
much. That's funny.
It's very, very Bugs Bunny. Yeah. You Elmer Fudded him. That's fine. It's
I'm a victim of circumstance. Yeah.
So like it's I think there's, whenever you try to not embrace the oddity of a person, it creates such a distinct barrier in the experience, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's why is being a weirdo, you're like, yeah, I'm a weirdo. And I'll be honest with you, I bought a generation, I'm not sure if you even know what this is, but it's a Generation 1 Optimus Prime, but it's Japanese edition. I bought it at a Toys R Us. It is so fucking cool. And I'm like, I honestly, even looking back, I kind of wanted to buy, I think about it and I'm like, I kind of wanted to buy two, just because I really want to open it and I'm not sure if I should or not. But ultimately we're going back, so I'll just buy another one. But
Okay.
it's fine. Yeah. So, hey, we all weird in some way. My favorite bouncer trick it works. It's one of those things.
Before we head out here, do you have any like at home being the odd one out, aside from your size, because that's like every week?
Oh, yeah. That's just my existence in general. Yeah, like a lot of the times, and I've had to explain this to Victoria, and she's gotten better at times about it, was the language stuff. So like, she speaks Cantonese, she's learning Mandarin now, and of course she speaks English. But like when they will have family get-togethers and everything, everyone starts speaking Cantonese. And I'm like, that's rude. But I don't say, I just go, that's fine. But you're forcibly excluding me from the situation because I don't know. And that's fine. That's your prerogative, but you can't then expect me to be all smiles and happy. Like, this is boring to me. And once she was like, oh, put away your phone. And I'm like, for what? No one's talking to me. I'm not interacting with anybody. And then a few of her cousins kind of realized, and they're like, hey, speaking English, that's not kind to Dino. And I was like, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And it usually, and it happens with her family. It happens with her friends. And I'm like, that's fine. I tried to explain to her, I'm like, hey, your job, because I can't stop people from speaking their language. That's ridiculous. But it's your job to translate. Right. So I can be involved in the situation. So if you're not, and that's, that has been an issue, but like, we try and work on it, and I try not to get frustrated, but that doesn't work usually. But yeah, that's, I think that's one of the main ones. Like also too, that's why I kind of want to learn languages as well, just to stick it to the man and watch me speak Cantonese and everyone go, fuck. And I'm like, I know exactly what you fucking said, you sons of bitches.
I kind of felt guilty where like you had students who were learning English, or just a lot of the students were bilingual, and I really should have made more of an effort to learn Spanish, because after taking Latin in school and taking French in college, I could pick up little bits and pieces of what people were saying, and it really is kind of like something I should make more of an effort to do. And unfortunately, this summer was spent like being worried about employment. So like, been all that time panicking instead of like, oh, it's summer, I can work on something.
See, I'm surprised that you didn't learn Spanish earlier, just for the simple fact that you live in LA. But
we're like in high school, I justified it to myself for like, oh, Latin, you can, it helped. It, to be honest, it helped a lot. Or like, I understand languages, like even the English language, a lot better.
Absolutely, that's 100% true.
So I'm not getting down on myself for that. In college, they were like, there's no room in Spanish. Pick another one. I'm like,
Yeah.
Fuck it, French. Okay, cool.
Which is a horrible idea. That is such a fall from Latin. I've explained this to a few people, was that if you know ancient Greek and Latin, you can basically pick up any language
Totally, yeah.
other than
I-
Slavic languages, right?
I did
Any language.
reasonably well in French because of Latin.
Yeah.
So that was fine. It was just real awk about
Yeah.
I'm learning Hebrew so I could tell cheesy jokes.
That is the perfect reason to learn Hebrew, sir.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that is something that you definitely should, but also you should keep it on lockdown. Don't let anybody know that you know Spanish, and then you got to learn it well, and then just
so they can talk shit, and then you'll be like, hola, ¿cómo está? And they're like,
and then you just nuke them from space, like
Yeah.
and they're like, oh my god, and you do it like 3 months into the semester, and they're like, you've been listening this whole time, and you're like, yep, you dirty little shit, and just that's 100% what you should do.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So, yeah,
Cool. So
Thanks everybody for listening to Generation Dan. What's
Except
your story
Travis.
of being, except Travis? Fuck that guy.
Yeah. 100%.
What's your story of being the odd one out? Leave it in the comments below. If you can follow us at Generation Dan wherever fine social medias are found. Follow me at Atlas Novak right there.
Yeah.
Same thing. TikTok, Instagram. That's me everywhere. You can also check out my other show, Nexus at Night, which is a weekly stream on Fridays at 7 p.m. Pacific about the trading card game Cardfight Vanguard. If that's not your thing, understandable. How about you, good sir?
I am Dino the Genetic Marvel, and I know what I got to do in front. There we go. And I am trying to document everything I'm doing on a daily basis, just to do more social media. So please follow me on this journey where I talk about everything that I do on a daily basis, and I'm going to get weird. So I also have a shit ton of Lego that I got to be building. So please subscribe. I'm going to be doing more stuff on the regular, just because we kind of things have been a little bit insane in my world up until now. So that's why I think this trip was specifically to kind of like, okay, now we can get back to normal, boring, everyday life stuff, and go from there. So yeah, that's where it's at, everyone. So in the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'm going to be back tomorrow night with Life of Giants, possibly other things.
That's right.
Yeah, we're getting back into it. Actually, you know what? Everyone was really nice, yourself included, where it's like, you know what? Let's just take a break. Take a few weeks break.
Totally.
I think everyone kind of needed a little downtime, so it worked out well. So
totally. Oh yeah, we really ought to like
Have a something media that we're all under, right? Like,
yeah,
we should come up with a name or something, and then everybody's
I mean,
under that, because like you have Cool Zone Media and they have like Behind the Bastards and cool people who did cool stuff, and like that's a tent, right? I don't know, something to consider.
trust me, I've been going through names and none of them work because they all end up being just like Dino and the Gang, which you're like, that's rude. That's not, yeah, exactly. That's a little bit narcissistic, and I'm trying not to be. So anyways, but yeah,
all right.
we'll be back soon.
Cool.
Have a great day,
Bye,
everyone.
folks.